Pretty privilege does exist, and I'm tired of it. Pretty privilege is very much a thing, and I'll die on this hill. I've always been an average-looking woman at best, and it didn't hit me until I made it to university. How pretty girls get the superior treatment from both men and women. Men give in to their every whim, despite most of them having a trash pick-me personality. And girls, for some weird reason, get intimidated by them and want to befriend them above all else. I was pretty confident my first couple days of uni and came off as intellectual and smart to my entire class. But that faded off in a matter of days, since I don't fit into the pretty category. The tale is as old as time and pretty much the same my roommates. Say whatever you want, but there's a fine line between a pretty girl's life and an average one. Edit. Before anyone comes for my neck, I'll clear up two things. First off, how I described myself was by no means self-proclaimed. That's just what my classmates told me. Matter of fact, I've always doubted myself, since I lack in the confidence department. Secondly, I'm calling the girls in question pick me after interacting with them for a 2-month time span. It 100% does exist. It's really confusing going from someone that was bullied for being ugly and unfashionable to getting those privileges after puberty. I'm not going to complain about getting out of speeding tickets and getting free things, but damn, the negatives that come with it sucks. I've had men grab my chest, show me their follow me off the subway, and continuously harass me for my number and gross stuff like that while I was just trying to get to high school. I feel your pain. Fugly duckling here, I recently grew into myself and gained confidence, and now life is very different and confusing. Pretty privilege does exist, but I find it interesting how once you're pretty, you're not a person anymore in a lot of perceptions. I couldn't find genuine friends because girls were jealous. Not all of them, but enough that I just stopped trying. And guys just wanted to sleep with me. Being ugly, I at least had people who liked me for me, not what I could do for their eyes or their life. I still hold on to those friends. They're my real ones. The harassment is insane too, I agree. Literally, don't go to bars anymore. And I'm really not that pretty. I'm just mid now instead of ugly. It's not always a good thing. I have an online friend who is conventionally beautiful, tall, body like a VS model, etc. And it's clear that she has gotten the short end of the stick there, despite her appearance. Women are often jealous of her and can be snide and catty to her for no reason. And men lose interest in being her friend when they realize she won't sleep with them, or they get girlfriends who can often want to keep their new man away from her. The result is she is very lonely and isolated, especially as she cannot see how attractive she is and had a lot of hang-ups about herself, despite the constant compliments. Her life is not at all what you would expect a beautiful young lady's to be. Your own pick-me comment of how most of the pretty girls have a trash personality has its own pick-me vibes too. Do you just assume this based on their appearance? That is so true. People can be cruel to pretty females. I have seen in workplaces jealous people spreading rumors, etc., just to hate on women they think are better looking than them. Men pretend to be their friend and then stop talking to them when they won't have sex with them. Or the men who are genuinely friends with these women get girlfriends and are no longer allowed to talk to them. You are spot on. It's awful. And if a pretty woman is naturally quite shy, certain people will write her off as just being aloof or arrogant, when in reality, she could just be anxious and as unsure of herself as anyone else. There are also the times a pretty woman might complain about an aspect of her appearance or show insecurity and is just automatically dismissed as fishing for compliments or attention and then made to feel foolish. There are lots of instances where pretty people struggle more than average ones. It's not always a blessing or a free ride to an easy life. Pretty privilege is definitely real, but I've always found that, in so many cases, whatever you project to people is how others will see you. In high school, college, I noticed that plenty of the popular hot kids weren't always any more attractive than anyone else. They just projected hot person energy, and everyone rolled with it. I'm conventionally attractive, but I've never viewed myself as being hot since I've never identified with that energy attitude. I actually was a pro cheerleader. Yep, booty shorts, crop tops, and white boots. And it was surreal realizing that people considered me to be hot. I still get a kick out of it because I've always thought that if they actually knew me, they wouldn't think I'm hot. I say all of this because maybe the pick-me energy you're identifying is actually hot person energy, which isn't quite the same as pretty privilege. In my experience, pretty privilege has looked more like increased catcalling and being given free things on occasion. Admittedly, I've definitely felt that it's given me a social advantage. I think it boosts my job prospects, and it seems to make strangers assume I'm trustworthy. And that's pretty shitty. My physical appearance shouldn't equal perks for me. Yeah, I've got to agree with you. I was an ugly duckling as a teenager with acne and pimples and braces. I was very nerdy and bookish. And then suddenly, at about 16, this super popular guy asked me out, and I thought it was an April Fool's joke. I had dyed my hair over the summer and got my braces off. My skin had finally cleared up with Roaccutane. And suddenly, I was popular with guys, and men started looking at me. I'm not super hot or anything by any means, but I did really notice the difference. And then, once I had hot boyfriends, all the popular girls who had ignored and bullied me wanted to be friends with me. This continued throughout my 20s, with people approaching me and buying me drinks and stuff, compliments from strangers, etc. It actually really pissed me off that no one had bothered with me until I became more attractive. It's kind of depressing. I've had friends who lost a lot of weight say the same. It makes you feel a bit disappointed in humanity. I'm 30 now and married, and it's nice that actually a bit of my pretty privilege is wearing off. Men definitely don't look at me the way they used to, and I hardly ever get approached. I put this down to generally dressing a bit more conservatively, and also just not being a hot young thing anymore. One thing that I would say to anyone who wants a bit more pretty privilege is that I think a lot of it is about presentation. Clothes, hair, makeup can get you a lot of the way there. And especially if you have some style and flair with how you dress, it actually can be just as good as being genetically gorgeous, but not making an effort with those things. I think it's about how people read you. If you dress like you feel pretty, people treat you like you're pretty. And needless to say, I always got way more attention when I was dressed up than I did when I was just doing my shopping in jeans and a t-shirt. As an unattractive, ugly, and androgynous woman who have been treated poorly since puberty, I witness pretty privilege with attractive women all the time. Currently, at my contract job, I'm hated by almost everyone. The only people who are nice to me are coincidentally my fellow Asians. Everyone else makes remarks about me, cringe, and scoffs around me. I see how engaging and supportive of the young woman who started a few weeks before I did. There's a woman who works for another department, but who works in the same office hub, and she's a complainer and unsympathetic person, mainly to the likes of me. But everyone holds her to a high standard. Attractive women are always described as lovely, even if they have shit personalities. At work, if I ask questions or make minor mistakes, I'm labeled as stupid, and they will blow the mistakes out of proportion. I see my average attractive colleagues makes mistakes, and no one says anything and will help them fix the mistakes. I'm the black sheep in my family just because of my looks. Your looks affects all of your social interactions. No, it definitely is very real. And it's something I've especially noticed when I lost weight. I'm literally down from a size 12 to a size 2. I didn't do it for the sake of attracting anyone, but for my own health and longevity. I noticed as I lost weight, there were certain types of people I seemed to attract that I never had before. The conventionally attractive, successful, well-dressed, confident, super type A personality type. It's like now, I'm somehow worthy of getting to know because of how I'm skinnier. Men who would have never given me a second glance want to buy me drinks at the bar. I've been getting more opportunities at work from higher ups and more respect. It's insane to think that at 200 pounds, society didn't deem me worthy of respect, or that I wasn't worth getting to know. Not to be rude, but that sounds like a you problem. What do you expect this pretty girls to do? Get ugly because you feel insecure? They have no control over what others do or how they treat them. Stop caring is not that deep. There will always be someone prettier, smarter, richer, funnier, or whatever than you. That's just how things are. You can't let how others act affect your mood. Are you happy with yourself? Do you like how you look? How you express yourself? Do you feel accomplished and fulfilled? If yes, then nothing else matters. If not, find ways to improve. That's really all you can do, all you can control. It's not just pretty privilege. It's attractiveness privilege. And conventionally, good-looking men benefit from it too. Good-looking people have more doors opened for them. People make opportunities available to them just to be around them. I've seen that happen at work quite often. And many people intuitively believe that a very good-looking person is more truthful and virtuous. It's a part of our irrational psyche, but almost everyone is guilty of it to some degree. Being attractive isn't everything by and stretch. Smarts, ambition, personality are all hugely important in the long run, but all other things being equal, being more than ordinarily attractive is a big plus. Wow, I hate this mindset so much. Like many others in this sub, I was an ugly duckling, meaning hideous in puberty, and then had my glow up between 18, 19. The amount of people who think that attractive people have no problems and get everything on a silver platter is astounding. Yes, maybe you can get out of a parking ticket situation easier. Maybe you get freebies here and there. Maybe you can get a job easier. Does that make up for the sleazy boss who picked you just for your looks and will make disgusting comments at best, or go full essay at worst? Or does it make up for all the destroyed friendships? Because at one point, you have to reject men you thought were just your friends, and they start resenting you for it. The girls who put you into a category and dislike you at first glance, even though you never spoke a word to them. The fact that sometimes you really get everything on a silver platter, and it makes you feel worthless. Like if you age and lose your pretty face, nothing of you will be left. I certainly feel that way, that it doesn't matter what I say, because no one cares for me or my personality anyways. The amount of men who want to be in a relationship with you without even knowing who you are. Maybe it makes up for the fact that I have been SA'd by my own damn dad and every stepfather and family friend that followed. And the worst part is people like you, who will die on the pretty privilege hill, who will invalidate us with a boo-hoo. Oh my, look at me. I am beautiful and privileged. What an awful life. And act like our life is made of roses and butterflies. Fact is, there is no difference. Ugly people struggle. Average people struggle. Attractive people struggle. It's all the same. Thanks for watching. We upload every day, so make sure to like and subscribe. Have a great day and see you in the next one.